The Battle of Orleans. You've heard of it, right? It probably brings a very specific picture to mind. Well, today, we're going to flip that picture on its head and look at this whole story from a completely different angle.
No, really, think about it for a second. When I say Battle of Orleans, what's the first thing that jumps into your brain? A person? A date? Because, for most of us, it's pretty much always the same thing.
Yep, there it is. Joan of Arc, 1429. Her first huge victory, a real turning point in the 100 Years' War. It's totally iconic, and for good reason. It's the story we all learn in school.
But what if I told you that epic, legendary siege was just one single chapter, just one piece of a much, much bigger story, a story that paints a whole different picture of the city? 6. That's the number, not one famous battle, 6. 6 major, totally separate military conflicts, all sharing the exact same name, the Battle or Siege of Orleans. And the one you're thinking of? Yeah, that's just one on the list.
And where did we find this little bombshell? Right here. A totally normal-looking Wikipedia page. The kind you click on by accident. But this simple list, this is our Rosetta Stone. It's like a trail of historical breadcrumbs, and you and we're going to see where it leads.
Okay, so this isn't just a story about knights and castles. The tale this little list tells kicks off way back in the last days of the Roman Empire, and it doesn't stop until the late 1800s. That's over 1,400 years of fighting, all focused on this one spot.
I mean, just look at this timeline. It's wild. We start in 451, you've got the Huns knocking at the door, then bam, just a few years later, it's the Goths. Then we fast forward almost 1,000 years to get to our friend Joan of Arc. 100 years after that, the French Wars of Religion. And then get this, it happens twice in the same war, the Franco-Prussian War, just months apart in 1870.
Let that sink in for a second. 2 huge battles for the same city in the same war in the span of a few months. That tells you something really important. It shows that even with modern cannons and rifles, Orleans was still an absolutely critical piece on the chessboard.
So, this all leads to the big question, right? Why here? Why Orleans? What is it about this one spot on the map that made it a magnet for conflict over and over and over again? Because this isn't just a coincidence, it's a pattern. And that pattern, you can think of it like a historical fingerprint. Seriously, just like your fingerprint is unique to you, this recurring cycle of battle is a unique marker. It screams that this place has an insane, lasting strategic importance. It's evidence, plain as day, written across centuries of history.
So what's the real story of Orléans? It's not actually about Joan of Arc or any one battle. It's about geography. It's the key that unlocks the heart of France. It was such a valuable prize that literally everyone, from the Huns and the Goths to the English and the Germans, wanted to get their hands on it. So this list is not just a list. It's the life story of a city that was born in the crossfire.
And that, right there, is the big takeaway. We started with a boring little list, something you'd scroll right past, and we ended up uncovering the entire biography of a city, a story that wasn't written by poets or artists, but by the boots of countless armies who fought and died for it again and again and again. So, here's a thought for you. The next time you see a place name pop up in a history book, maybe, just maybe, give it a second look. Because sometimes the biggest stories aren't the ones told about a single famous event. They're hidden in plain sight in the repetition of a name. Makes you wonder, right? What other historical fingerprints are out there just waiting for us to find them?